Hello, dear soul. Welcome to this podcast episode where I want to share very, very quickly a very complex process, which is the one that we are currently in the middle of. Really, truly in the midst of this journey of completely detaching from the old earth, from the karmic cycle, from the karmic timeline, and stepping into the new earth. We are walking on the bridge. We are in between worlds, and the feelings that you may have, because it is not yet something concrete, it is not yet something, let's just call it tangible, even though your vision is getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger, you may have moments where you go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now, we all know, and on a deep soul level, we know that the 5D new earth is our destiny, and we know that this is where we're heading towards, but your human self may just look back over the shoulder, look at the old earth with some sort of familiar nostalgia, but this is your conditioning that is detoxing, it's removing, just imagine the process of, let's just call it dieting. I don't like the word or the concept of it at all, but it's just imagine you're cutting a bad habit or an addiction in the beginning. Like you're craving that familiarity, you're craving the toxic cycle, right? Because everything in the old earth has been abusive. Karmic relationships, the system itself, but it has that complex psychological how do I call it? That complex psychological depth to it, where you keep going back to it, because this is how abuse and narcissistic abuse works. It's just because your system is weak. And I have shared in my previous episode something about that. Because your system has been weakened from the abuse, from the consistent exposure to fear, consistent exposure to these toxic energies, these toxic cycles, which are just literally everywhere in the old earth. You don't even need to look for them, they will look for you. The devil is just out there at every corner, just waiting for you to be out of alignment with your soul. But this is the process of detoxing out of that. And the more you keep moving forward, the more you strengthen your faith, the more you strengthen the connection with your soul and with your vision and where you're heading towards, the less it's really simply the process of imagining you crossing a bridge. And the more, you may be looking behind, but the image, the background is just going to get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And the more because right now you may not see what's on the other side, it may there is that quote unquote fear of the unknown that we have been programmed with in the matrix, in the 3D matrix. But it's ultimately something that we just need to detox out of, because there is no safety or control, or there is no such thing as control. There is no such thing as safety in the old earth, because we know that the matrix is crumbling. We know that it's unsustainable. We know that we are keeping deceived. We are keeping pulled down to a timeline that is just not our destiny, period. For whatever reason, just apply that to your case. But what I want to share in this episode is that right now the process is standing firm in your soul's truth, in your soul's knowing. And I want to share that your vision for the new earth, okay, you are a starseed. So far, I hope that if you're still listening or if you're new here, hello. But if you resonate with my content, you know that you're a starseed by now. And by definition, every starseed has been encoded, their soul has been encoded with the new earth vision. Now, we have gone through this process of karma, adding karma, programming, conditioning. But now, as we detach from it and we start really looking at the difference, and we start truly solidifying in what is the truth and what is a lie, what is the new earth and what is the old earth, what is our soul speaking and what is our mind or conditioning or fear or etc. The more we move towards the new vision, the more we move towards our destiny, the less we will be attached to the old earth and the less we will identify with the previous version of us. So what I'm here to share is all my understanding of how this process works, of just letting go of the hooks from the old earth and really stepping into the new earth. And the way we do that is through just healing everything that needs to be healed, right? And having you reconnect back to your soul in a way that is so powerfully strong that just nothing can sway you back into the old earth. Because this is how we create a new earth. Basically, it's really consistently keeping our vibration in the 5D. And the more of us we do that, the more it is simply going to stabilize. I may have shared this in the past or not, but when I first when I first went to see my first healer, my Syrian healer that connected me to my new earth vision and my purpose and etc. Well, that helped me remember it. Let's just call it like that. I mean, it was amazing, right? I got out of the session just like pure as a soul because everything was just the activation was so powerful. The energetic connection to her was so powerful, and the remembrance of everything that is the truth and the remembrance of my star origins, etc. Everything was so powerful that it just blew away all my conditioning. But then as you go back into the old earth, it was a back and forth constant battle for about 5-ish years or something. And right now we are seeing this in a much more concrete, tangible terms, because the doors are open. The doors energetically are open to the new earth, and we are really invited to take that step, to take bold steps forward. Now, it is important to also understand how your human self works and how and why you're being drawn back to the old earth, how and why the things around you may challenge you. They may challenge you. And what is the process? What is the next right move? What is, how do you work through this challenges, right? So this is what I want to share. It's basically it's just very simple, right? One, as a starseed, you have a soul purpose. You have a soul mission in your own unique way that is unique to each and every one of you listening. Okay, but there is one common thread. By the way, I shared this in my book Unboxed, in my first book, that you feel guided to share. It's all this process just laid out there. It's literally just me sitting and writing this process of understanding how reality works, understanding the 3D. Even before I even heard of the New Earth, I don't even think I mentioned the words New Earth in the book. If I have, maybe, I don't know, maybe I added those later on, but I wasn't even aware that this was such a global change. I was just following my intuition all along, just following the guidance of my soul. And so, one, I have come to the understanding that our soul's truth, although it may be very different from the outside world, it is our destiny. It is our highest timeline. It is a fact. Now, the process of solidifying that and making that real in the physical, it's much more complex, because it's not just about quote unquote manifesting, like we see, all these gurus out there preaching about manifestation. It is much bigger than that, because it is connected, it is tied to a global change. It is tied to a divine orchestration. Okay, so it's not about, oh, I want to manifest myself out of this situation, or I want to come into union with this person, or I want to earn a living with my purpose, or I want to know what my purpose is. I want to have clarity in my purpose, because your purpose is really also part of your purpose is also the lessons that you have learned from the karmic battlefield, from the karmic cycle. And every single step is essential for where you're at. And so now the second step, again, it is releasing, which is what we all been doing and we're still doing, releasing some of the deepest wounds that keep us hooked to the old earth, the trauma. And please watch my latest episode if you haven't watched it yet, because that's where I talked about how our vibration is pulled down, how trauma can create attachments in the old earth, and why healing is so crucial, so crucial in the process of creating the new earth and stepping into your unique soul purpose and starseed mission. So that was the second step. Now the third step, because we're no longer just purely healing, we gotta start forming a vision. We gotta start taking steps towards it. And whether it is crystal clear for you what it is that you are here to create, or it's just a feeling that you want to, follow the thread of, or it is perfectly laid out. That's really the stage you're at and your own unique soul's journey. This is not a race. This is not a competition. It is unique to you. It is unique to your journey. But what hinders and what clouds our vision are all these negative, toxic, low vibrational attachments to the 3D. And this is what I am here to help you with, because it is truly important right now to accelerate this process. Now, again, everything is going according to the divine timing, to the divine orchestration. But what I've been hearing is the more we come together and the more it's time to collaborate. It's time to no longer just be, dealing with life on our own, but it's really time to collaborate. It's time to come together. This is the new phase of creation. And again, because we are all a part of this master plan, we all hold an important key to unlock the next steps for each and every one of us, for the earth, for this big process, okay? It's really up to us. It's up to you. It's up to me. It's up to all of us. Remember why you came here. Remember why you came here. It's time to step fully into our soul's mission and into our soul's purpose. And I know I'm already hearing some of you saying, yeah, but I'm dealing with this and I'm still struggling with things in my own life. How can I serve at the higher level? Yes, of course. It's the most and number one thing is being able to it's filling your own cup. But sometimes it can be very deceiving, thinking that you need to have it all figured out to start. This is the biggest lie that keeps us tied to the old timeline, because there is no such thing as having everything perfectly laid out. I started this channel and I started my project long ago, and every single time I was dealing with just a lot of things. And I started this channel right in the middle of one of the deepest karmic cycles that I was truly dealing with, and in the middle of a move, and in the middle of just financial crisis, and in the middle of so many problems that to show up, to create, felt very challenging. So don't be deceived by the idea of when things will get better, if only I had this, or if only I had that, I will start, because that is such a big lie. It is a big lie that is keeping you from starting, period. And the way I want you to envision this is when you take a step, when you take a foot forward, when you take a step forward, you can only see so far. Imagine you're in the dark and you have a guiding light or something, you're holding a torch. If you're standing still, of course you cannot see what's further ahead, but if you take steps, even though you're scared because it's dark and you don't know where you're going, but the path will start illuminating forward, and your light will keep illuminating the next steps and the next steps and the next steps, because it is not already planned. I mean, it is on a soul level, but on a 3D level, we just really gotta trust our soul. This is why blind faith, if you want to call it like that, is crucial, and it is the main ingredient to build the new earth. It is only those of you who are crazy enough, in the 3D in the 3D terms, to trust your soul, that will be able to make it in the new earth. And I'm not saying this as it's not an alarming message, because you're I mean, it is already a success, meaning it is already done, it is already created, because we're able to envision it. And your higher self, it is actually your future self coming back to you, because there is no such thing as linear time. The past, present, and future happens at the same time. But the you that is right now listening to me is still carrying a lot of past stuff that you need to detoxify your body. It's it's simple energetic hygiene. Is you have entities, energetic entities, such as fears, such as doubts, such as limitations, that are just stored information, stored emotions, stored energetic imprinting from the old earth. It's just basically everything that there is. And so the only way to clear that is to actively do healing work on your own or with a practitioner. It's really up to you, but you got to make sure that you have the proper container to do so, or life will put you into situations where those wounds will be revealed back to you, and it will seem like you have no choice but to heal, because that's what we came here to do. And so if right now you may still be wondering, like, oh, why these things hasn't been working, or why don't I still have clarity in my purpose, just know that your purpose is to heal first and foremost, because your purpose is becoming your vision, becoming the person who is going to birth that out into the world, because we are the creators. Your vision is not out there, your vision is within you. And so if you are going to be the one creating it, which you already are in this very moment, you gotta heal. Your system needs to be in alignment with that frequency. And this is what your purpose is. I hope this message reached whoever needed. And with that, I will invite you to apply to the New Earth Visionary program, where I can help you walk along each and every one of those steps to really make it to the other side of the bridge. And if you feel called to collaborate together, then everything is down below. The link is down below where you can apply, or you can just have a short chat with me to see if you're a good fit for the program. We will be starting in spring. The spots are limited. And I will be working with those of you who are ready, who know that this is your next chapter in your life. This is the new cycle you're stepping into, and you are fully ready and committed to this, to your mission, to your soul's mission. So I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you to all of you who have already applied. I'm getting back to you this week, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, and bye for now.